We are at the moment hearing from the new Prime Minister of Greece, Kyriakos Mitsotakis. He is addressing the media right now, expressing a very clear victory. This has been a resounding win for the New Democracy Party. They have secured almost 40% of the vote. About 158 seats is the number that we're being given at the moment. Syriza, the incumbent government, didn't perform as badly as what opinion polls were predicting. They have secured just over 31%, and that gives them about 86% seats in the parliament, which is 10 more than what opinion polls were predicting. Now, I am just being given some notes as to what Mitsotakis has been telling the media. He is calling for unity. He is saying that he is a Prime Minister for all Greeks, regardless of who you voted for. On Sunday, he says, I am going to unify you and I will be a Prime Minister for everyone. He says he is confident that he can carry out a mission that has been assigned to him, and that mission is to deliver change. That is what the people wanted. They wanted an update and a revolutionised economy, and he says he can deliver that. He says he is willing and able to take their lives in his hands. So some very powerful words there. He says he is also pleased to bring back the Greeks who have migrated overseas. Now, about 420,000 Greeks had left the country during that 10 years of economic crisis. There was just what they were calling a brain drain. There were just not enough jobs here. So more than 400,000 people, highly educated professionals, left the country. He is pleading with them to come back, to bring back the expertise that they've learnt from overseas, bring it back to Greece and help him give a boost to Greece's economy. So some very inspiring, some very passionate and very positive words coming from the new Greek Prime Minister addressing the media right now.
As you've been saying throughout your coverage, Melinda, you know, the internal issues have been the major things that candidates were campaigning on. You mentioned there the economy. I mean, the Greek economy has really suffered. And Mitsotakis has made some big promises about how he's going to turn things around. What is he planning to do now?
His vow to voters leading into Sunday's election was threefold. He said, I'm going to lower taxes, I'm going to create more jobs, and I'm going to boost foreign investment in the country. That's really what he needs to deliver on now, because he has made that promise over and over again. At the moment, unemployment sits at 18%. It's a lot lower than what it was at the peak of the crisis, which was 28%, but still it's disastrously high, and he says that he is the man to reduce that. I've just been given some additional notes as to what he's been saying. He says that we're ready to roll up our sleeves and work hard to bring Greece back on track. And as I said, he is vowing to do that by lowering taxes and generating more employment. He says his mission is to make our lives better through growth, more jobs, and an effective state with a stronger voice in the European Union. That's a very important point. He has said that he wants to modernise Greece and take it away from, shed that impression of being the problem child of the European Union, and he wants it to take more of a centre stage there. He has called on the Greek Parliament to remain open all summer. It usually closes during August. So that's another very interesting point. It's proof that he really does mean business.
Melinda, I mean, that's going to be a huge task.
His speech
Greece
has
is
now just finished. They're the main points.
My apologies there. It's going to be a huge task. Greece's debt to GDP ratio is 180%. I mean, that is incredible. Talk us through some of the other issues that have been big for during campaigning and obviously for voters. I'm thinking immigration, job creation. Just talk us through what some of the other big issues were.
Well, when he says just then in his speech, we're going to roll up our sleeves and get to work, he has a lot of work in front of him. As I mentioned, 18% unemployment, that is going to be one of their major tasks, but also law and order, security, domestic security has been one of the #1 orders of business that they, New Democracy, say that they're going to focus on in their early term in Parliament. Now, we spoke a little bit earlier to the New Democracy Deputy Secretary of Internal Strategy, and May Zani told us that one of the first orders of business is going to be, it sounds like, giving a little bit more power to the police to restore law and order in some of the more, you could call the fringe regions around Athens. New Democracy is more right-leaning, it's more conservative, it's more nationalistic, and that has been a criticism from some sections within Greek society that they've almost been saying there's a new sheriff in town. They fear that he's going to be a little bit too heavy-handed and is going to give too much power over to the police. But it will be interesting to see how he juggles that. They have also said that they're going to be stricter on immigration policy, that Greece's borders are not open to refugees, perhaps the way they have been under Syriza. So they're going to be a bit tougher on the refugee situation, which could create a little bit of conflict with its neighbour Turkey, who is struggling with an overflow of refugees in its own country at the moment. So the two countries quite opposed there on their refugee foreign policy stance.
Thank you.